You know those days when you sit down to plan class, when you think, I don't know what I'm going to teach today. I got nothing. We all have days like that. Sometimes it's weeks when we're just not feeling as inspired. Often it's because we've been teaching a lot and haven't had as much time for our own practice or our own reflection. Or maybe it's that we just haven't taken the time for deepening our study recently. Or maybe it's just the feeling that there's nothing interesting going on in your life right now to draw from for inspiration. Sometimes it's the opposite though. Sometimes you have a seed of an idea that you're not exactly sure how to translate for your students. Like you've had an experience in your life that's moved you in some way, that's opened up or shifted your awareness in some way. You're not quite sure how to take that experience that's very personal to you and make it something that's going to be meaningful to your students and gives them an empowered experience in their practice of their lives. Whether you're dealing with the feeling of like feeling uninspired or you've got something that you're just not sure how to share, I think the key to great storytelling is to learn to think mythically about your experience. What I mean by thinking mythically is to see the narrative of your own experience as the narrative of self, as the narrative of something more than just your experience. To think mythically involves looking at the microcosm and seeing the microcosm as a gateway or an access point to a deeper truth or a deeper understanding about yourself or the nature of being, the nature of life. To think mythically, we have to learn to see the world as Devata. Devata is the Sanskrit word for deity. It comes from the verbal root div, which means light. So it's about the way in which the light of consciousness focuses itself in a particular form that you can recognize. All the devatas, all the deities, are forms of recognition. And as such, they are gateways into a deeper understanding about ourselves and our lives. So when I talk about seeing the world as Devata, I'm talking about looking at the specific experience and seeing what it represents, what more it represents. Now there's 6 categories of Devata, and each of them is kind of a different way of looking at your life. It's like a different lens to look at your life, to draw out deeper meaning. The one that I will turn to most often when I'm feeling like I got nothing is the one that's called Grama Devata. This is the deity of the village. It's the deity of locale. It has to do with place, like a sense of place. So how do you do this practically? So if I'm looking for the Grama Devata right now, I look around my world. Like what's going on in this place? I live in Philadelphia now. So what's the dominant or the predominant thing that's on people's minds right now in Philadelphia? It's like specifically local. Well, we just had a major shift in the weather toward fall. I think it dropped 40 degrees from last week. I know in class we were just sweating and had the AC on. And this week we're going to be bundled up a little bit. And this shift toward fall, I think, is what everybody is feeling if you're in Philadelphia right now. So I know it's something that every student in class can connect to. It's local. Then the question, and the key to thinking mythically, is to take this Devata, the Devata of fall, and see, well, what does that actually represent? What is it an access point to? What is it a gateway to? So what does fall represent? Well, so many things, right? Fall can represent transition and change. Fall can even represent release or the end of a cycle. Fall is about insulating and preparing for winter. It's a deep drawing into yourself. So we get the sweaters come out, the socks come out, the blankets come out. Like that sense of padding and insulating your being in preparation for the cold that's coming. Fall to me is about a deep turn inside. and nourishing the roots of our being. You know, we see it exactly what's happening in nature, right? The root vegetables are coming in, right? So nature is pouring its energy into the roots, and we get that sweetness that comes in the fall, right? So what does fall mean to you? Right? If this is the Devata that is local and you're looking for a great theme, go here, go to what's local, and then ask, well, what does that mean? What does it represent? That's what it means to think mythically. When you think mythically, your story becomes everyone's story, something everyone else can get. So Grama Devata is just one of 6 categories of Devata, 6 lenses that you can use to help come up with themes for your class and frame themes for your class. In the Art of Storytelling course that I'm leading starting next week, this is one of the issues, one of the topics that we're going to cover. How to see the world mythically, how to translate your experience into a story using the lenses of the Devatas. And when I say Devata, I don't mean just the deity. I mean the way that consciousness focuses in a form of recognition. I hope you'll join me, and I hope this is helpful for you when you have one of those days where you go, I don't know what I'm going to teach today. I got nothing. Just look around you. There's always something right at hand.